your problems could actually contribute to you. And from this day onwards, you will live like there are no problems. So you have to start looking at all those things that you label as problems in this new way. Welcome to Synergy Mission. Synergy Mission is a platform where we bring you wisdom from various different sources: religion, spirituality, philosophy, personal development. Basically, there's no limitation or there's no criteria as to where we get the wisdom from, as long as it's impactful, as long as it makes a difference in our lives. One of the most important things about Synergy Mission is that we don't just want to share theories with you. We want them to be actionable. At the end of each video or each session, you should be able to take clear action and see changes in your life. Alright, so that's a little bit about Synergy Mission. You'll be hearing a lot more in the coming videos. If you're into this kind of content, I request you to like, subscribe and share this video. Now, today's topic is how to end all your problems. And this topic, this heading in a way, is not fully accurate, because you don't want your problems to end. You actually can't end your problems. However, you can completely take away the charge that they have. That means the negative impact that they have on you, the emotional impact that they have on you, the constraints that they put on you, all of that can disappear. In fact, if you really go deep with what I'm about to share with you, you could replace the negative with positive. Your problems could actually contribute to you, could actually help you, could actually make you feel better. It's a radical idea, but it's not a new one. For years and years, we've heard this saying. Our elders have said this. You've heard this before. And the saying is, if there was no sorrow, there would be no happiness. Happiness and sorrow support each other. We've heard this so many times, but we've never really stopped and thought about it deeply. And that's the mistake we've made, because we've taken for granted these nuggets of ancient wisdom. There is gold buried in such nuggets of wisdom. So what does this mean? Is this just some statement to pacify people, that there can be no happiness without sorrow? Is this just to give somebody who's in pain a pat on the back and try and make them feel a little better? Let's inquire, let's go deep, because the mistake we've made is we've never meditated on these things that our elders have tried to give us. Our elders have tried to pass on this wisdom which has been going on, which has been continuously passed on for generations and generations. But we just kind of heard it from one ear and let it go out from the other. We didn't meditate on it. So let's meditate on it a little bit. If you feel a certain temperature on your skin, if you feel cold, you can only feel cold because heat also exists, right? You can only feel cold because heat also exists. If there was only one temperature, say there was only cold, then cold would disappear. There would be no such thing as cold, because to differentiate, we need the opposite. You get it? It would just be one feeling. There would be no hot, cold, nothing. It would just be one feeling. Similarly, and you have to try and really let this land, really let this sink in. All those things that you call problems, all those things that are having a negative impact on you, that are making you feel bad, if they didn't exist, then all those other things that you enjoy or have enjoyed or feel good about or like would also cease to exist. This is not just some philosophical statement. You have to really think about it from a common sense, scientific point of view. Because the feeling of pain exists, sorrow exists, only because of that the opposite exists. Otherwise, it cannot exist by itself. So these values actually help each other. Whatever you hold dear, whatever you love, its very existence depends on what you hate and what you try to push away. Let that sink in for a second. Its existence depends on its opposite. Now, when we think of our problems this way, do we hate them anymore? No, we don't. We realize that it's important for these problems to exist. In fact, we can have gratitude for them. We can say thank you. Thank you for existing. Because of you, I can now experience the opposite. I can now experience all those things that I want. So you have to start looking at all those things that you label as problems in this new way. You have to really make this connection in your mind that happiness exists because of sorrow. That my dreams and my pleasures and all the good things, they exist because of the problems. These are not opposites. They actually complement each other. You have to make this connection in your brain. Only then will the feelings shift. Does this mean, however, that you should stop solving your problems? Does this mean that if tomorrow there's a problem in your professional life, in your social life, should you not do anything about it? Should you not try to solve it or take care of it? Absolutely not. It's like in the Gita, when Arjun was not able to attack his family because he felt overwhelmed by the situation. Krishna told him, look, do your duty. Don't overthink. All of this is the universe's game. You just focus on your duty. Right now you're supposed to kill your enemy. You're supposed to kill who's in front of you. Similarly, if there's a problem in front of you which calls you forth and you have to take action to solve it, you do it. But you do it from a very different mental space. You're no longer overwhelmed by it. You're no longer like, oh my God, I don't want this. Oh my God, this is so burdensome. You understand that this thing is very, very important for the other thing to exist. You understand that. And knowing that, you go forward and you grapple with the problem. You play with the problem. Once you start operating like this, it becomes a game. Life becomes a game. Would you like to play a sport where you always win easily? There is never a possibility of losing. Would winning in such a sport hold any meaning at all? Absolutely not. And the last thing I want to say to everybody is, you can look at it from a spiritual point of view if you want to. You can look at it from a common sense point of view if you want to. You know, spiritual people always say we believe in God or we believe in some higher power, right? Well, if you do, then let me ask you this. Do you think the universe, the existence is positive? Do you think it has good intentions? Do you think inside its very nature is supportive? Is there for everybody's well-being? If yes, if you believe your God or your universe or your existence, whatever you believe in, if you believe that it is actually there to help you, then all problems, all sorrows, all negative experiences are a part of its plan. So you need to learn to embrace them. You need to learn to have gratitude even for the negative. Love thy enemy. Love thy enemy. However, sometimes the rational mind will jump in and say, you know, maybe all this is just a conversation. These are just nice words, sweet words, so that we feel good. This is just a way to reframe the world so that we feel good and our problems don't kind of burden us the way they do. Well, what you resist persists. So the best way to deal with the rational mind is to not push against it. Is to say, okay, rational mind, Maybe all of this is just a fancy idea so that my problems don't weigh me down as much as they do. So what? What's the problem with that? If something helps you deal with your problems in an empowering way, what's the problem with that? With simple acceptance, you can move the rational mind out of the way, and from this day onwards, you will live like there are no problems, because you understand they don't exist in isolation. They exist to let the possibility of the other, let the possibility of the good emerge. From this day onwards, you will see all your problems and all negative experiences in a very, very different way. So think about it right now after this video. What are some problems in your life that you've been grappling with? Can you try to smile at them? Can you try to have some gratitude for them? Please like this video. Please, if you liked it, please comment. Let me know what you thought. Even if you disagree with some things, if you want to add some things, let me know in the comment. Share this video with people so that the channel can grow, so that this kind of content can grow. You know, there are too many cat videos and mouse videos on YouTube that get millions of views. We need this kind of content to grow. So like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.